Well, hello friends, welcome to Rewake videos. We are so excited. We are so excited to be able to host you today and be able to talk about anything that matters, especially when you speak about finances, when we speak about how we can better understand the world of investing, and so that we can be able to also grow in our finances. So yesterday, or last night, or maybe yesterday and throughout the night, what I was trying to do, for those who noticed that I've been going on, I've been live streaming and taking it down, live streaming and taking it down, and live streaming for what, 10 hours, or 9 to 10 hours. The reason why is because I wanted to prepare myself for this particular program or podcast, because in this podcast we'll be going live a lot, because we will be showing how the currency is going, stocks are going. We'll be looking at JSE websites. We'll be looking at different things that others are live and others are not. And the whole point, the reason why we do that, is so that you can be able to see what's happening in our currency, so that you can be able to see what's happening in the companies that you want to be able to invest in. And so that you can be able to make a decision which will be able to be profitable for you. But either way, I'm so excited us in terms of wanting to invest, and potential outbound investors. And once we get a gist of that, then we'll be able to understand how our politics, how crime, how everything that is happening around us is affecting our potential of investing in our country. I was talking to one person and saying that no, they invest a lot outbound, and they invest a lot in other stock exchanges out of South Africa, so that they can be able to have more money. And maybe one day they'll be able to look into the market and Johannesburg Stock Exchange, so they can be able to invest in the companies that are listed. And I understand where they're coming from, because when you think about it, things that are happening currently, crime is sky high, teenage pregnancy, it's getting stable now. A lot of things are happening, and it's unhealthy. It's unhealthy. People, it scares investors, outbound investors and inbound investors. So people want to be able to have security and know that their finances are safe, and they'll be able to, potentially make money from the investment they want to give towards, South Africa. Or South African market. So, so far, when we look at inflation, we see a bit of stability. But when you look at, like I said yesterday, when you look at the fact that next month there's a potential of a petrol hike. When we look at such things, we know that inflation might be stable, but there are other things that are expensive, like your meat, like your we know veggies always go down price wise. But stuff like meat is still expensive. Stuff like petrol affect logistics, and the logistic companies increase their prices so that they can be able to stay afloat, and that affects us as consumers. So, but either way, everything money is all about looking at all of those things, so that we can be able to see if we would be able to be profitable if we were to invest in our country. But other than that, I'm so excited about Everything Money because this is a platform that will be able to allow you to ask questions. And if I don't have answers, someone else will be able to answer on the comments. So make sure that you hit the subscribe button, hit that notification button, and whenever we live, you can just jump in and just have a talk with us. So, but other than that, we're so excited and we're so thrilled that you have joined us today. So, one of the first things that I want to be able to look at is the issue of currency. That's where I want to start today. I want to start with our currency. So I always talk about stock trading, right? I always talk about stock trading, but one thing that you need to be able to understand, fellow investors, one thing that you need to be able to understand is that you can't separate currency, our currency, from what you call this. You can't separate stock trading from forex trading because we need to be able to understand how currency works. That's what I wanted to say. I'm sorry about that. You can't separate them because we need to know how currency works. So if you don't know how currency works, then you're gonna be in a position of losing money because you don't know how things work. So when you are getting into trading, try and study a variety or all the things that you need to be able to know so that you can be able to diversify your portfolio and be able to grow and so forth. So let's look at euro versus dollar. So as you know, Gaizini, as you know, I don't know where you live. Maybe you're watching from the States, whether you're watching from South Africa or anywhere in the world. You know, dollar is one of the biggest trading currencies in the world. You know, actually the biggest trading currency in the world because we trade with dollar almost everywhere. But you know, when we look at the fact that euro grows above dollar at times, you get excited because when you look at that, you think to yourself, yeah, no, you see there's a bit of growth, there's a, you know, but you know, as you know how currency works, let me show you. For instance, when we look at okay, let me put it on minutes. Let me put it on minutes. So when we look at people that are investing today, so today is the 19th, right? So yes, today is the 19th. So people that invested this morning, you can see that there is a huge, you know, deficit. So for those who sold, then they are able to make their money back. But for those who bought here, for instance, they are losing money. But when you look at you know, those I don't know what to call them, they're day traders, right? But they are day traders. But either way, so look at here, those that are trying to make quick money, you know, they make money. If you buy here and you sell here, you're making money. When you buy when you bought below 1.06450 and you sold at 1.06454, you made a bit of money for yourself. But for me, when we look at day trading, let me see, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hours. Okay, let's look at 1 day. So this is 1 day, right? So yesterday, those who were able to sell, they made money. But those who bought, they lost a bit of money, and I'm sure they're frustrated where they are and they're angry at me for mentioning it. So they made a deficit if they invested in euro. But euro versus dollar. But people who understand forex more than I do, they just looking at this and they're thinking, I could have made a lot of money. I could have made a lot of money from that. So when we look at euro versus ZAR, right? When we look at it, we know that euro is gonna win today. We know, guys, we know. So you can see that it keeps on going up. So if you have money, I would invest. I would invest because I know very well that at the end of the day, it might go back here where it was 3 days ago. It might, right? 2, 3, 3 days, 4, 5, 5 days, and you'll see. But yeah, basically. But other than that, as you can see, the rand is performing poorly against euro, which is expected. This is, oh gosh, did I not put it on? Yeah, sorry. This is 1 day. Sorry, that was minutes. The previous one was minutes. This is 1 day. So, but other than that, you can see that it's performing poorly. Wow, actually, when you think about it, people that invested 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, who invested Monday, maybe 1,000 rand plus, then they made maybe a huge amount of money. If yeah, but either way, when you look at rand, it's performing badly against the euro. If you're talking about 20.45, it's performing badly. That means that the country is not performing as good as the politicians are saying. When we look at dollar against rand, we see that it's still performing badly, but you can see that dollar is going down a bit. But other than that, you can see that it's performing. Let's look at 1 day. I don't know why. Yeah, 1 day. See, yesterday, dollar performed very well against the rand, so the rand is performing very poorly. So I said yesterday that you'd wake up and find that it's 20 point something, because that's the relationship between rand and dollar. Guys, I don't know, maybe you can write on the comments below. You would assume that as we go to vote, as we go for of our rand, our currency, at least if it went below 15 against the dollar, but that's how things are at the current space. But those who are traders, there's a potential for you to make money. When we look at, I made it 1 day now, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. When we look at the growth, the volatility, the positive volatility, when you look at the positive volatility, you know that you could have made money. So my encouragement to you is to look into forex as well, not just stock trading, and learn. And after learning, you can just place your order and see if you would be able to make profit, and that profit you take it and you invest it into buying stock, so that you can be able to diversify your portfolio and be able to grow in your finances. Let's look at British pound against the rand, South African rand. So if you look at the British pound, you see that, guys, 23.90. Our currency is currently performing badly. So how do we then move from here actually, and take it a bit down, man? Let's go down. Let's take it just about here. Let's go down and be able to trade with other people, not worried about how much we are losing and so forth. So if you look now, our currency is performing badly. But other than that, guys, that's how the life we're living is. So But basically, for day traders, there's a potential for you to make money. I'm looking at it's days, net 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. So just about a month and a half. You can, if you were to trade this for just about a month, you can see that there's a potential for it to be able to grow, at least, if not there, at least until here, which is a couple of days. So there's a potential. So if you want to be able to make more profit, make more extra money for yourself, you can just go see a forex trader and be able to trade, or just educate yourself and be able to trade for yourself and make money. So basically, guys, when we look at such things, we are able to see. Let me put it back on to what do you call this? Let me put it back on to rand versus dollar. When you look at such things, you are able to see if really our country is performing better, our currency is performing better. There's this white guy that I met. He's a very great guy, awesome guy that I met just a couple of weeks ago. I was standing at Standard Bank, and I was looking at the currencies and how everything is performing, and he came to me and he looked at how dollar was performing. He's an American, and he was like, that's good for me. So I laughed and I asked him, where are you from? He's like, because of the accent, I could tell that he's from the States, but either way, I just asked. So he said, no, I'm from the States. I was like, oh yeah, it's good for you. Do you have cash on you? And he said, yeah. So I went to get into the bank and just change the currency. So he had money. He had money from the States, and also his family sends him money from the States as well. So he's married this side, and I think it's those rich families, because he's older. He's in his late 40s, maybe 50. He's older, but still he says that his family sends him money, so it was good for him. So guys, we need to get to a point whereby we are competing, currency wise with the States, with euro, with pound, so that we can be able to travel, so that we can be able to start businesses in other countries, so that we can be able to trade, so that we can be able to do those things. So because if we play around the statistics that we're playing around currently, for the next 10, 20 years, then your children and your children's children, they're going to be struggling as well. So we don't know if things are going to get better or worse. For instance, there's an investor that I spoke to just recently, and he told me that he invests, and I think I shared this yesterday, he invests outbound, simply because he's afraid, he's going to be investing outbound because he's simply afraid of how or where South Africa is going. So he's envisioning looting, he's envisioning the rate of crime growing high, he's envisioning all those things, and he says that I think it'll be better for me to be able to invest in another country, and after maybe the current government has went out and there's a new government, maybe I'll come back and be able to reinvest in my country. Now I'm talking about a South African black man. So you can see that people are bothered by how our currency is performing, how our markets are performing, how inflation is, how repo rates are, and so forth. So I don't know, just write on the comments below and just share with me what you think about what you think about the current state and how it's affecting you as a potential investor, or an investor as such. So let's go to JSE. So I want us to look at how everything is performing currently. Remember, the market just opened in about an hour ago, or about two hours ago. It's 11. So just All property went down with 0.73, if I'm seeing properly. When we look at top 40 performance, we see it went down with 0.97. So yesterday, when we looked at, what do you call this? Sorry about that. When we looked at all share, in the morning it was at about a negative 0.3, and also all property was just about there 0.3, but at the end of the day they were both standing at about 0.38 and 0.37. So you can see that when we when the markets are opening, things are a bit slow. But when you pay attention to how things have performed during, at the end of the day, you notice that, hey, actually 3.97. When we look at all property, it's standing at negative 0.73. And when we look at tradable property, we see it's standing at negative 0.73%. So also this website is meant to give you an idea, for lack of a better word, it's meant to give you an idea of how things are performing in the country. So when you look at all this red, and you're looking at all this red, and you know what, you listen to what politicians are saying, no, our country's performing better, everything is okay, don't worry, you can invest, you can open up businesses. You look at all this and you think to yourself, oh, wait a minute, but are we really performing better, or are we just really surviving? Because the way it looks now, it looks like actually the country is surviving. We're not thriving in terms of our business sector, our economy. We're not thriving. We're not succeeding. We are just surviving, hoping that we make it through the day. So I want us to look at a couple of companies that firstly, we're going to start off with maybe one or two companies that we looked at yesterday, and just to see how they performing. So we're going to look at, let's look at African Rainbow. Then we're going to go, yes, this one. Limited. Then we're going to go and look at Sasol. Those are one of the four companies that we looked at. So we looked at, I think it was Absa, Foresight. We also looked at, what you call this? Absa, Foresight, African Rainbow, Sasol, I don't know what else, but I think there were five, if I'm not mistaken. So when we look at 3 months, we're going to look at 5 days, because yesterday we looked at 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 3 years. So we're going to look at 5 days. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the 12th. So, okay. So today's the 19th. So we're going to look at 4 days, 15, 16, 17, 18. So you can see that there's a bit of stability and growth. So for stock traders, the person who invested money on the 16th and maybe took out their money yesterday, they made a bit of profit. But when you look at, but when you look at previously, from the 3rd of April until the maybe the 11th of April, you see there is a stretch. The company was pushing hard to grow. I wonder what inspired them. Maybe they implemented new things, or maybe they got new clients, or maybe the company just grew. But you can see that there's a huge growth from there. But from the 12th until today, you can see that there's that balance, stability thing that investors don't like. They like it only when they want to invest for longer. but they really don't like it when they want to invest, because when you look at from the 3rd until the 12th, you see that it was a bit aggressive, but now it's kind of like balanced and stable. So yep, let's look at Sasol. I said yesterday that we're going to take a look at Tungela. Reason being, I've been paying attention to Tungela for the past couple of months. So I just want us to look at it and see what is happening there. Who is Sasol? I can't see it. Okay. All right. So when you look at Sasol for 5 days, okay, so we're going to start, today is the 19th, so 18, 17, 16, and 15. So between 15th and 18th, you see there is that negative volatility, that investors hate. There's that negative volatility that investors hate. But the advantage with Sasol is that you can invest for longer, right? We spoke about this. Sasol is one of those companies that is not, it's not like Mr. Price and other shopping, companies, which you can do easily stock trading. But when you look at Sasol is a balanced company to invest in. So you can see that it has been playing on this line, the 20K line, going below and above. You see, so it's a bit stable. So for long-term investors, this is a good company to invest in. But you can see that when it opened this morning, it opened at negative 0.668, if I'm not mistaken. Where is it? Sasol Limited. Oh, it's actually went up with 0.72. That's great. So what is it that I saw? I saw something here. Yeah, here we go. Down with negative 0.68. Maybe that's how it opened. Maybe they're still updating the information. Sorry about that. So let's look at PQRST. Let's look at Tungela. Oh, let's start with Zoho Hotels. Guys, these are the companies that we can invest in, because these are the things that we use a lot, like your Sasol, what do you call this, African Rainbow Investments, also Zoho Hotels. So for 3 months, let's start with 3 years, because yesterday we didn't look into this. So it's a bit of a balanced investment, but you can see, because of COVID, between 2019, 2020, there was that negative volatility, but between 2021 and 2022, there is that positive growth that is taking place, So you can see that there's that bit of growth when it comes to that. Let's look at a year from the 11th of October. Oh, come on. What am I doing wrong? Okay. Right, so let me see. Let me click on a day. I think the information is not really updated here. On Zoho Sun, you see it says September, and I clicked on 5 days. So let's just leave it as that. Let's go to Vodacom Group. But wait. Okay, let's go to Vodacom Group. Let's see what's happening. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. So, when we look at 3 years of Vodacom Group, yes, you see, you can see that there is that downward spiral. I always tell people that Vodacom is not really performing the way it's supposed to. But people don't really, if you can hear the sound, sorry about that, but people don't really take me serious. Look, there's a downward spiral from 2022 to 2024. I don't know if it's because of Wi-Fi. A lot of people are using Rain. A lot of people are using other, but also I think a lot of people are using Vodacom. What you call this? Fiber. So I don't know why it's performing badly. Maybe people are not buying products from them anymore. So let's look at 5 days. Let's look at 5 days. 5 days for day traders. A person who traded on the 4th and didn't take out their money, they were losing or lost their money. But a person who traded 2 days ago and took out their money yesterday, they made a bit of money. Guys, believe me, even if it's 1 rand, like you made money. You need to be proud of yourself. But I encourage you to keep on pushing as well. So let's look at Tungela, then we're gonna move on. Tungela, where are you? Tungela, it's H, right? So it's I think I just went past it. Yeah, Tungela resources. Yeah, Tungela resources. So I hope you're going with me, guys. I hope I'm not talking to myself or by myself. So please do talk to me. But I see there are no comments as yet, but maybe we'll see later. Maybe people will be able to comment after. So when we look at Tungela, we notice that 3 years ago, okay, 1 year. Remember, it was just listed. So, right. So you see that balance thing that is happening. You see, so this is good for long-term investors. This company is good for long-term investors, but for short-term investors and medium-term investors, it's not a very good place to invest. You need to be able to invest for at least a year plus so that you can be able to make profit and be able to grow in your finances. So I believe in such a company, companies that are stable. That's where you can invest your tax-free savings account money, whatever, and when you do that, you are able to grow in your finances long term. But other than that, talking about TFSA, I want us to look at ETFs. I want us to look at ETFs because I believe that ETFs really are affordable and you don't pay a lot when you take money. So and ETFs are good as well with dividends. So when we look at top 40 ETFs, I'm talking about your, like I said yesterday, Invest Top 40, Cetrix Top 40. I don't know why CoShares is not. There. I think CoShares also has top 40. Yeah, the top 40 ET. Oh, there's Ashburn. Where's CoShares? Wealth Top 20. CoShares Next 40. F&B has top 40 as well, as you can see. So you can invest, say for instance, but we'll talk about it when we get to another stage where we talk about practically how much you can invest if you can afford to invest. So basically, I encourage you to look into these so that you can be able to invest and not waste a lot of money. So I'm talking about going to another stage. I want us to look at what do you call this? I want us to look at what do you call this? Easy equities, right? The reason is that I want us to be able to explore practically investing, right? So we're going to be looking into easy equities. I'm just trying to log in. And then after that, we're going to jump into it. So yeah. Right. So great. So we are there. So now when we look at easy equities and let's interact with it for a minute. Yeah, so I can see clearly compared to JSE listed JSE website, it was just so difficult for me to be able to see. So let's click invest now. And I want us to practically think about it. Okay, most of you guys can afford, but there are other people who can't afford. So I just maybe this technique would be able to assist you as well. For a person who can afford, maybe you can sit down and look at your finances and look at how much you can. If there are challenges in your finances, maybe you can look at what you can do in order for you to be able to invest more and be able to grow more in your finances. So basically, firstly, this is what you do if you're using or if you have a broker that you go to and talk to, someone who invests for you at the company that invests for you, you can go to them and use this technique if you want. But for those who, this is predominantly for those who have no idea. So we are just gonna be just brainstorming and just so basically, guys, please write on the comments below and just tell me what you think, right? So basically, say that you are a minimum wage or below minimum wage guy, so you're earning about 5,000, 4,000 going below, and you are only able to invest 200 and I'm gonna say 282, right? There's a reason why I'm saying 282, but basically, let me take my phone because I'm going to use it to calculate. I'm not going to use the PC's calculator. So yes, so where's that calculator? Right. So say you have 282, right? Let's divide it by we have, how many companies do we have? Okay, so what we're gonna do is that we're gonna click on invest now. Then you're gonna go to equity, and we're gonna look at the companies which are on top. Potential companies which will give you money. So which companies are those? So we're talking about your top 100, top 50, and top 40. So okay, why aren't you moving? So we're going to look at top 40, right? Top 40 companies. So you go to top 40 companies. When you're using easy equities, you'll see that tab top 40. So that's top 40 companies, right? When you click on it, it shows you top 40 companies. Those are the companies which big companies invest in. When you hear that FNB has an ETF of top 40 companies, these are the companies that they have. They might not have one or two, but mostly, predominantly are these companies, right? So if you go to your broker or investor, and you say that, hey, I want to invest, how much is 282 divided by 40? So that's 7 rand, 7 rand 0.05 cents, right? 7 rand 0.05 cents. So you say that you want to invest 7.05 rands in each company top 40 for the next 12 months. So that means you have invested 282 multiplied by 12 equals to 3. Your first 12 months, say you started in January, so your first 12 months you have invested 3,384. So it's, how did I get that number? It's 282 multiplied by 12 months. So it's 3,000, right? So right. So 3,384, right? That's your first 6 months, right? So you've invested in all these top 40 companies 7 rand and 5 cents, which looks like nothing. But what's important is the principle, the principle, psychology, the principle matters. The fact that you stood up and you said, I'm going to do it and I'm going to be faithful, that matters. So in your first 12 months, you invested in each of these companies, top 40 companies, 7 rand and 5 cents, right? So then after that, you go back and you say that, okay, I want to then diversify more of my portfolio. So I want to invest same 282 for the next 12 months. This is the second year now in ETFs. So now when it comes to ETFs, you look for 4 ETFs, right? So you're going to look for top 40 ETFs, 4 top 40 ETFs, right? So what you do is that you click on invest now, you go to ETFs, then you just you begin your search. Don't type here top 40 because some won't show. So you start with Cetrix, for instance. Say, okay, I'm going to invest in Cetrix. So I have 282. Let's divide it by 4. So that means that I'm going to be investing 70 rand and 5 is it, yeah, 70 rand and 50 cents, right? And 50 cents, 70 rand and 50 cents, right? And second one, you're gonna go and look for instance, we're just searching through. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I registered with FISCA. So you're gonna look at invest, and you're gonna invest 70 rand and 50 cents, right? 70 rand and 50 cents. Then after that, I think it's here. It's here. It should be here. Cetrix, I think Coronation as well has top 40 if I'm not mistaken. But we'll see, because there are other ones that are good as well. So where is it? One in there we go. So you invest top 40. As well, you look for maybe FNB. There we go, FNB top 40. So you're looking for 4. Remember, 70 rand and 50 cents. And also you go for, did I do something wrong? Okay. I'm looking for Coronation, but Signia will do as well, or Ellen Gray top 40. Let's say Ellen Gray top 40. Sorry about that. I don't know why Ellen Gray doesn't appear, but Ellen Gray has top 40 as well. But in since we don't find Ellen Gray, let's look into Signia. Okay, I thought Signia has. What's wrong today? Oh, there we go. Top 40 Signia. Signia. So it's 70.50 cents, right? So you divide it into 4, right? So that means in the next 12 months you have invested again 3,384, right? In ETFs. So now you have from the previous year, you have equity stock from 40 different companies where you've invested 7 rand and 5 cents for 12 months, which is 84 rand in each company, 84 and 60 cents. And the next year you invested in the ETFs, so you've invested 70 rand and 50 cents in each company, so which is 70 and 50 multiplied by 12, so it's 846 in each of these 4 ETFs for the year. So now you say, okay, I want to continue investing, so I'm going to invest again this 3,384. So what you want to do is that you want other ETFs, okay, other ETFs which will be able to help you diversify your portfolio. So what you do is that you say, okay, I'm looking for ETFs which are investing in property. Okay, so you go to invest, you press invest, you go to ETFs, then you go and you type here, then you can type property, property ETFs. So if property ETFs do appear there, then you invest, you choose 4. For instance, here is Cetrix, here is it 10X, SA Property Income, here is Invest Property, SA Property, here is Rateway, Global, no, we know, okay, Global is fine. So you have 4, you have invested 70 rand and 50 cents, which amounts to 3,384. Again, those are ETFs. Then you say, okay, this is your 5th year. You know, this your climax, your 5th year, where you've been investing 282 for a month for 4 years. Now you're getting into 5. So you say, okay, I want to look into mining, so I'm going to click here gold and see which ETFs have gold. You know, so you say gold, I want to invest in invest gold, right? Is there anything with platinum? Okay, invest platinum, 70 and 50 cents, 70 rands and 50 cents. Okay, so you have platinum, you have, so let's look into anything international. So Signia, MSCI World, right? So let's look at global property, maybe global, let's say global. Okay, because we have 2 more ETFs that we want to invest in. So we're going to choose ones that we trust, ones that we know. So we're going to say Cetrix, JSE Global Equity, or Global Infrastructure, or Global Aggregate Bond. So we choose one of those and we say Cetrix, 70 rand and 50 cents. Then we go for F&B Global 1,200 FOF. We invest 70 rand. So at the end of the day, this is your 5th year. So at the end of the year, you have 3,384 in 920 in 5 years, right? That's how much you have invested. And because you have not been taking profit, because remember, you're going to click on reinvest, perhaps you are standing at maybe 17,000, of your investment for the past 5 years. So if you continue on with that same ideology, maybe you use another platform, or you increase your investment radius on whatever broker that you're using. You say, okay, I've been investing in top 40, now I want to invest in top 100. So you go for top 100 for the next 5 years. You do the same thing but with top 100, right? And with different ETFs, so that you can diversify, so that after 5 years you have another 17,000, right? So combined with the other 17,000, how much is it? Multiplied by 2, it's 34,000, right? So you have 34,000 for 10 years. So if you are in your 20s, let's say your aim is to get to 34,000 rand worth of investment, right? And even if you are 30 years going to 40, your aim is to get to 34,000 rand worth of investment, right? But if you are in your 20s, you can stretch it and say, I want to be able to do this for the next 20 years, for the next 30 years. Let's multiply that 34 by 3, 102,000, so that means for 30 years you've been doing that, so, and that would work for you, and you'd be able to grow in your finances and in your knowledge of investing. And for those who have children, they can use this methodology for their children, but they are practically investing for their children. So this is what these companies do, right? I'm just going to tell you, this is what these companies do. Before we continue, are we done with this? All right. So this is what these companies do, right? So what they do is that they come to you and say, hey, invest 30, 40 years so that your children can go to school, and so that you can be able to afford a house, so that you can get this for your pension. So what they do is that they take this money from you, and when they make profit from you, they take the amount that they charge you, the brokerage fee, they invested, So I don't know. I feel that you can do this by yourself. The only thing that you need to do is to just apply yourself. This is what we talk about when we talk about everything money. You just have to apply yourself. You just have to get this knowledge. For some people, this is a taboo. For some people, it's something new. For some people, it's very scary. It's the first time I see this. For some people, it's, I'm using that method. I'm using a different method. I'm using this kind of method. People have different kinds of techniques that they are using. But at the end of the day, what's important is that you need to find the information. Watch my videos, watch other people's videos, read books, study something according to investing. Listen to the likes of Warren Buffett. Listen to the likes of who's this guy? I forgot his name. If you listen to them, then you'll be able to get the information that you need and be able to gain confidence, so that you can be able to invest, reinvest, and grow in your finances. So that's why everything money is so important, because we look at such things and we say to you, hey, okay, we need to focus on what's happening in our politics, because what's happening in our politics affects my money. Hey, we need to look at what's happening in our currency, because whatever my lemma says affects our currency. Hey, we need to look at 1, 2, 3, 4, because 1, 2, 3, 4, what happens? It scares our investors. So guys, we need to be able to think differently, dream bigger, and envision ourselves attaining the things or the life that we want to be able to attain. Immediately when we try to apply yourself, we'll be able to get there. So guys, I don't know, just hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button. just join in the conversation, ask questions, share this video with friends, share this video with family. People want to know, people need the information that we're talking about, so they can be able to have a start, so that they can be able to start. But other than that, thank you so much for joining me today. Please do hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button, and tonight check out our I'll be streaming again but tonight, no, I think in the afternoon, I'll stream again the currency and just see how everything is going. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for joining me. May you enjoy your weekend. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button. Make sure that you are growing in your knowledge of finances. Make sure that you are growing in your knowledge of investing and money. Enjoy your day.
Welcome. 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 Welcome.